Hello and welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Go. In today's episode, we're talking PvP. It's coming sooner than I thought it would. First of all, let's get this Sinnoh Stone, hopefully. Let's get some Great Balls. Alright, let's see what we get. Maybe a shiny legendary would be really cool. 3 rare candies. No Sinnoh Stone again, but PvP, one of the things that you can get is... Ooh, Raikou! Okay. 1443, so I'm not sure if that's good or not. We'll run away for now. Let's talk some of the Pokemon that... let's talk some Pokemon Go, right? Okay, so since last Community Day, let's just go through some of the highlights, right? I got this guy full odds like 2 days ago. Very cool. I mean, it's a Minun. I have a whole lot of shiny Minuns, actually. I got it. I'm gonna read from a 10k egg. I got some 10ks that weren't very good. But let's talk shinies. Let's talk, at the end of the post credits for Community Day. After that, there was still a full day of shiny hunting left, and we got this guy, Couchtar. That's right, I got a Larvitar sitting on my couch. It was great. Not good, but it's pretty great. Did some evolutions and whatnot. This one, who's actually in a gym right now, I waited until after the event was over to evolve it so I could get outraged, so I could put this guy in gyms and just let it crush with its 2-bar move. Now, speaking of moves, Shiny Pika? No? Okay. Speaking of moves, let's talk movesets in Pokemon Go and the fact that there's a lot going to them. So we'll go actually to my shiny Arcanine, which I evolved and powered up in the episode that I alluded to in last video, talking about PvP and the APK mine. I alluded to a video that I recorded that I didn't actually record correctly, where I evolved a couple shinies, including this guy, powered him up for the different leagues. So this guy is right before the 1500 League, right before Great League, and Arcanine is going to be one of the good ones because of its move sets that it can get. Now, you can unlock the second move after after PvP goes live. The second move will be unlocked with Candy and with Stardust. So I'm saying it's at least going to be 10,000 Stardust, at least, bare minimum. That's my guess, because they want it to be pricey so that you can't do it to like everything, but they don't want it to be so cheap that you can do it to everything, right? So they want it to be pricey, but not too pricey. So I'm saying like between 10 and 50,000. John was saying even like 60 to like maybe upper like 80,000. I think that's like 100,000 is maybe the cap. So somewhere between 10 and 100,000 is my guess. Now, Arcanine. Arcanine is going to be really good because as a fire type attacker, it's pretty good, especially in the lower leagues. But because of its type coverage, it gets so many different types of moves. It gets Wild Charge, which is an electric type attack. It gets a dark fast move. It gets Bulldoze, I'm pretty sure, a ground type attack. So Pokemon that have a wide range of counters to use, like Mewtwo. Mewtwo is going to be another one where you will have no clue what that second move is going to be. It could be Psychic, it could be Hyper Beam, could be Shadow Ball from the old days, could have Focus Blast, Ice Beam, Thunderbolt. There's a lot of different things that Mewtwo can have. Ice Beam, Flamethrower, and of course its fast move could be Psycho Cut, it could be Confusion. There's a lot of different things that Mewtwo can have. Mew, another one that's going to be like ridiculous because of its huge moveset pool. Just a whole lot of different Pokemon can be used, and we're going to actually go through all of the different things that's coming with PvP and what we should be looking for. Alright, so let's talk PvP in Pokemon Go. This infographic is from the Go Hub, as you can tell in the top left corner. And let's go through this. As we know, we can battle against the team leaders, Spark, Candela, and Blanche. And as such, you can actually earn your Ace Trainer badge. Mine is still bronze from the old days because I hated the old gym system. So now I can actually work towards that, so that's cool. Battling people, so John's right here. If I was not friends with John, I could scan his code and be like, battle right here. We don't even need to be friends. We could just battle. There's that. Or, because we're actually best friends, I can be sitting at home on the couch, John could be sitting at home at his couch, and John could hit me up, be like, hey, I'm bored, let's battle. And we could do that remotely. So, pretty cool. Now, there are the 3 leagues. There's Great League for 1500 or less, Ultra League for 2500 or less, and the Master League, which is personally, in my opinion, the most boring one. That one's going to be no limit on CP and pretty much going to be everyone's legendary Pokemon. Now, actually battling. So like I said before, there is going to be the second charge move. That second charge move can actually be used outside of battles. It can be used taking down gyms and can be used in raids. So, very cool. Now, picking your party, you're going to have to use a team of 3, and you can add those via, the same way you use in the current system of picking out your raid parties. You can choose from all your Pokemon, and you basically just make your parties. And you can make a party for each one, and you can make multiple parties for each league, and I'm assuming you'll probably be able to keep your ones for raids also. The 2 Pokemon that you cannot use in battle are Ditto and Shedinja. Ditto is because you could only ever use it in the Great League. However, as soon as it swaps out to like transform into other Pokemon, its stats as a Ditto change over to whatever it is. So you might be battling a 1500 Scyther, but as soon as Ditto transforms, it'd turn into like a 2200 Scyther. So it just wouldn't work. And then Shedinja is like 0 health, so also doesn't work. Now the fast moves, same thing, is going to be tap, 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 tappity tap. That's your fast move. No change there. Now there is the super charge move. So basically, what happens when you go to charge, you get 3 seconds as the attacker to go ahead and charge that up for extra damage. Now as a defender, you can use that 3 seconds to decide whether or not you want to use your shield. In the PvP, you will have shields. You get 2 of them in the battle, so knowing when to use them is going to be a strategic point. Now, the actual result in winning on a PvP, it's going to be whoever knocks out the other person's 3 Pokemon first, or in the case of you run out of time, it's whoever does the most damage. So whoever's Pokemon has the most health left after the time limit, or whoever knocks the other person's Pokemon out. After the match, you can then either rematch, or if you're not friends, it'll also give you the option to add friend. So that's pretty cool. If you're like just meeting up randomly to battle with people, you can then earn friendship progress later on, so you can eventually start remote battling them. Pretty cool. Now the rewards. This is the cool part because you can get Sinnoh Stones from battling people. You can get other random mysterious items, probably, berries and potions and revives, stuff that we're used to. Maybe rare candies, maybe TMs, that kind of stuff, and Stardust. And I'm guessing it's probably going to be like the winner gets a little bit more Stardust and possibly better items than the loser. Now, the additional information, only two shields the entire time, not two shields per Pokemon. It's the entire time, the entire battle, you get 2 shields. That's it. Second charge move, like I said, you can use it outside of the PvP, you can use it in gym battles and in raids, and you can change that with charged TMs. So, cool. And while you're battling PvP, afterwards, all the Pokemon that you've used and they fainted, you don't need to revive, you don't need a potion, they'll just automatically be healed at the end of the battle. So, very cool. That is all the things we know about PvP, and next we're going to go into a little bit of strategy about what Pokemon you might want to use. Alright guys, let's talk strategy. Oh, we got strategy. Okay, so first of all, let's go through these trades real quick because almost back-to-back Luckies. The worst thing is like right after this Wurmple trade, because I'm still trying to get a Cascoon. Okay, we got Zigzagoon. Yay. Cool, because I'm working on the Lucky decks. Yeah, that's right. 100% lucky Bidoof. Bidoof. 100% lucky Bidoof. I might need to max this out for the Great League. I'm actually considering that. Let me know in the comment section below if that's a good idea or not. Just for the memes. For the memes alone, that'd be amazing. But we were talking about, let's do a lucky trade let's do a legendary trade, because neither one of us had done a special trade yet for the day. And I was like, hey, we should do this. And John was like, nah, I'm good. Because I had said let's swap Cresselias, because we did 3 Cresselia raids. And he was like, nah, I don't need a lucky Cresselia. And I was like, oh, okay, you're right anyway, because we just got that lucky Zigzagoon. So we should probably wait a few trades anyway, right? As soon as we both click, confirm, because I was swapping him like Dratini's, and he's helping me with my lucky decks, so he's giving me random stuff, Wurmples, Gulpins, Baneri, it's just random stuff. Also, still a lucky Psyduck. I need a lucky Psyduck. It's one of like the 15 Pokemon in Gen 1 left that I still need. That's not PvP though. That is not PvP. We're talking strategy in PvP. So, let's go over to Combat Power. Okay, these are the the Master League Pokemon. These are the ones that I'm not really like very excited for, except to kick John's butt. When PvP comes out, there's going to be a lot of PvP related content. I'm saying that now. There's going to be a lot. A lot of it will probably be against John because he's the most he's not very camera shy. Let's put it that way. He's been on the channel a lot. He's frequent guest on the channel. He likes the camera, and honestly, it's very fun. He's a very competitive person. I'm a very competitive person. There's a lot of smack talk. It's just that's all we've been doing is smack talk. Just especially dragons, because I have 100% Latios. He has a 98%. Rayquaza 100%. Salamence. I have 100% Latios, 96. Percent Rayquaza, and then a Salamence. It's down there. But it's going to be very fun. We're going to go through, there's so many different themes that we're going to do. Legendaries, non-legendaries, shinies, luckies, fire, grass, water, all the types. Maybe like a Team Rocket themed one, using only Team Rocket Pokemon. There's so many different themes. It's going to be a lot of fun. But strategy-wise, when you're not doing a theme, just, PvP competitively against other people, there's a couple strategies I do want to talk about, and that's really about the charge moves and how best to use them. So one of the two big ones that people are going to be using, of course, we're going to take a look at Mewtwo, and we're going to take a look at T-Tar. So T-Tar can get Smackdown, Stone Edge. That's been like the moveset everyone wants. But now you can unlock a second charge move. Second charge move. So, for a Smackdown Stone Edge T-Tar, right? As soon as you see it, you don't know at first if this is a bite or a Smackdown. So you can start looking at the animation and you can kind of tell, okay, that's a bite animation or that's a Smackdown animation. So there's going to be a few things, especially early on in PvP, is do they have a second charge move? If they do, what is it? What is their charge move? What is their main charge move? So, because if I have Smackdown Stone Edge T-Tar, right, and I unlock a second charge move, you don't know if that's going to be Fire Blast or if that's going to be Crunch. So, and here's the way you use both of those in this situation. So, let me just type in Tyranitar just so I can swap between them easily. Alright, so Crunch is obviously 3-bar. You go bop, bop, bop. Okay, so you can use, since you're tapping on the screen and it's charging up both moves at the same time, you can use Crunch, right? Or you can wait on Crunch so that it makes it seem like you only have Crunch, right? But at the same time, you're charging up your Stone Edge. So you're charging up Crunch, and then you probably wait a little while, right? So they think you only have Stone Edge, or maybe you have Stone Edge and Fire Blast. So then you go and you use a charge move. So this gives the timer, that 3-2-1 timer of being able to use a shield. So you can use Crunch to make them think you're using Stone Edge, and then they block the Crunch, and then immediately after that you fire off Stone Edge, because by the time you've charged up a couple of Crunches, your Stone Edge is probably about ready to fire off at the same time. So as soon as they block the one Crunch, then you send in your Stone Edge. Another good way to do this is when you unlock your second charge move, you get it randomly. So the other moveset, actually I'm not sure if I still have one. I do. Lucky Fire Blast T-Tar. You could use Fire Blast as a dummy charge move, since they're both full 1 bar charge moves. They're going to be charging up approximately around the same time, so they'll be approximately ready at the same time. So you can use Fire Blast, again, as a dummy move to bring out the shield. Shield blocks Fire Blast, and then you hit him with Stone Edge. Or, you have, in the case of, say, I think Arcanine is one that is like this. Oh, actually, Rayquaza. Rayquaza is a great Rayquaza. I can't spell. So Rayquaza has access to only multiple bar charge moves, which is great. So you can save, you can stack up multiple levels of like Aerial Ace and Ancient Power, right? And then you can just start sending them 1, 2, just as a barrage of giant charge moves. So there's a whole bunch of things to look at, and of course there's type coverage. So in all, let's say you're doing a theme of all dragon type moves. So most dragon types are half flying. Ancient Power, super effective against flying types. So I could have an Ancient Power Rayquaza be the meta in that situation to bring in against a half flying other dragon type. So there's a lot of things you can do. There's a lot of type coverage, like Arcanine having Wild Charge to go up against a water type Pokemon, or Infernape having Solar Beam, again, to go up against a water type Pokemon, which would typically beat it. And there's normal types. Normal types, ooh baby. Normal types have some of the most, like, type coverage in a whole different sense of the word. So, like, looking at Snorlax, it doesn't have a normal fast move. It gets Zen Headbutt, and it gets Lick. Zen Headbutt and Lick are the 2 charge moves it gets, or fast moves it gets. It doesn't get a stab fast move, which is interesting. Is there even... I don't think Ursaring does either. It gets counter, and it gets, what's the other one? I think all mine are actually counter. But yeah, a lot of normal types don't have, there's Tackle on Tauros. But there's a huge amount of type coverage that you can get on these different normal type Pokemon. So normal types might actually are finally going to be useful in the game, because they cover so many things. Like, you can go through normal types and go through and you see a whole bunch of random attacks that they can get. Steel and Flying and Bug and Shadow, Ghost, Steel type, Psychic type, Fairy type, Ghost, Ground, Normal. They get Grass even, Electric, Dragon. There's a whole bunch of stuff that normal type Pokemon can get. So normal types will finally be able to play a role besides just being a tank. Also, using a tank in your team, you can use Blissey. Blissey finally comes back into the meta in the Ultra League, being the 25 under, because it got nerfed that much, where now my Blisseys are at right around 2500. So I could use a Blissey as a wall at the end of my lineup just to take the timer out, because Blissey is a freaking tank. It's still going to just tank so much damage. Snorlax also will be usable as your 3rd Pokemon in the back of the lineup, just to kind of be like, okay, I'm pretty sure this guy has better Pokemon than I do, but in this league, I have a 2200 Snorlax. I can use this guy to just kind of tank damage and see what this other guy is using. So, various strategies, lots of things to come, very excited. PvP's coming. And with that, that is the end of the episode. If you did like it, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. If you're enjoying the series, please subscribe. And as always, God bless, and see you for another episode of Pokemon Go.